Wow, these bottles are gorgeous. Look how beautifully they look. Oh, just all the same shape and they're so guys, welcome back. So I want to talk to you guys about detailing bottles. I've been using whatever I had. I've been using stuff that you bought in the store. I've been using things that I found, things that I've had from work from tinting that I would put a vinyl wrap on just to signify the difference between what bottle is what. And if you were to put like these side by side, you don't know what the hell is in it. I could put a label on it, but it's just a little too big for me and a little too tall. And I was like, you know what? I need to get something a little bit cleaner. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of these. And now we got some beautiful matching bottles. So as you can see here, these bottles I've purchased on eBay out of all places. I was looking for a generic bottle that was super clean, that had more than 16 ounces, but less than, I want to say it was 32 ounces or something like that, which is technically like these bottles. I use it like this case. This is a nice clean bottle. I use this specifically for alcohol or isopropyl alcohol for vinyl wrapping or cleaning things up, or you know, just a way to get rid of any type of oils and degreaser. And this is not like marked or branded. These are, and they're not the greatest, so I don't like using that one. I was like, you know what, let's just look for brand new bottles in general. So as you can see in front of me here, these are some eBay bottles that I bought. They are right in the middle between the 16 ounce and the 32 ounce. So this actually is a 16 ounce, right? This is pretty good for product that you don't use often, I would say. Something that you use very minimal of. Like this case, this is Vivid Tack Reducer. I use it only for vinyl wrapping, and only time I would use it in vinyl wrapping is if I need to wrap something and reduce the tack on the surface so the vinyl is easier to manipulate and use. Some cases I need to use a lot of the product every day, every single time I'm in the garage, and this is where the alcohol goes into play. I use this all the time. I stack up on this. I pretty much replenish all the time, and I use it for detailing, cleaning, whatever, sanitizing, all that stuff. So I need a bigger bottle. That's a 32 ounce bottle, but this is 25 ounce bottles. They're just right in between, good size. As you can see here, I just labeled them really briefly with crappy handwriting, but it's okay. I know what's what, and even in my mind, I know what they are because of the chemicals inside of it. So they come like this, okay, a clear bottle. You do see some lines in it from the plastic it's made from. Funny enough, this isn't made in China. This is actually made in Canada. So this was made in Canada, and it's a very simple, somewhat thick but soft plastic. So they're all kind of different. So this one right here has somewhat hard plastics on the bottom here, and up here is a little bit more medium. Whereas this one, I want to say it's hard plastic on the bottom as well, but a little soft on like one spot here. So most of these are molded and they're kind of plastic welded together all at the same time. So the thickness of the plastic doesn't really match up every single time. So if you use a bottle like a 3M bottle like this, also might be made in China or some sort. This one is a little bit thicker plastic, so they're way more durable. I haven't dropped any of these yet to test them, but I just want to show you guys that I'm changing up my whole arsenal and, you know, just making it easier for myself to just grab and go. So in this case, I have waterless wash right here. I use that pretty much once a week just to clean up any dirty panels or section of the car, interior or something. Not interior, I use it for the outside. Anything that seems a little dirty from after a wash. So a day after a wash, a couple days after a wash, I see a little dirty spot, I just rinse that all around and then wipe it clean without using the hose and soap and things like that. You already know that. Degreaser, use that to clean wheels. I do dilute all of these. Most of these I filled about a quarter. Some of them I had to fill up completely with the chemical, like the dressing over here. This is McGuire's dressing I use. You can't dilute it with water because most of this chemical in here is oil based. So to have water in here, it'll just sit at the bottom. So I just fill that all the way up. I buy these giant jugs right here. These big, you know, 1 gallon jugs, and I just fill it up as I go. But I'm trying to get more into the cleanliness of my cars. So I wanted to just clean up everything. I want to get new market fiber towels, but I just want to talk about the bottles. So I'll just put these two here so you can see. So yeah, dressing has to be filled all the way, no water on that, no dilution. All purpose, also McGuire's all purpose cleaner. I put about probably a third, and then I diluted the rest because I want it to be somewhat strong, because I just don't know about using 10 to 1 to 10 ratio. I just don't think that's enough. But in most cases, I watch out or don't saturate an area too much. I don't want damage, whatever. So I find that to be a great dilution. Degreaser, I use what's it called? Zep degreaser, citrus degreaser from Home Depot. You can buy a big giant jug, a 5-gallon jug with that, and it'll pay for itself within the year or however long it takes to use it. But as you can see here, it's also diluted. Probably 3 or 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. Same thing with a wireless wash, and same thing with all-purpose. This is McGuire's glass cleaner that I had. Pretty much isopropyl alcohol anyway, but it's a different kind of alcohol. I don't know the name on top of my head, but I filled it up to about here of the remaining solution that I had, and I filled the rest up with the isopropyl alcohol from this bottle. As you can see, it's slightly used, and I filled the rest up to top it off to match kind of with water. So that's fine. It's a great dilution. You want to use isopropyl alcohol, but you don't need to. Like, I like using 70% isopropyl alcohol with maybe a little bit of water in it because it cleans the best, in my opinion, when it comes to glass. But the only problem with that, if that gets onto any rubber or plastics and it sits, it can dry it out. So that's the only bad thing. I can see why Rain-X and Meguiar's and other detailing companies make a different form of window cleaner just to protect those areas. Also, ammonia plays a role as well. But honestly, you're safe with isopropyl alcohol as a finisher, but I just diluted 50-50 of both solutions. So as you can see, I bought a total of 16 bottles. I probably didn't need that much, but I just bought it just in case something happens or one breaks. As you can see, I've only used 5, and I'm trying to find other ways to fill these things up. I can't just fill this up with interior cleaner because, you know, 16-ounce bottle would only keep it up to like right here, you know, and I'm very like OCD. So I just don't want to see that bottle slightly empty. So until these are used up a little bit, then I'll start filling it up with my other bottles, and I'm gonna either recycle them, reuse them, or save the sprayers, because sprayers are really important as well, because some of them are better than the others. So I've used these are okay. There's off on one direction, or top and bottom, and one side is spray, which is like a mist. It's a really nice mist spray, and the other one's a stream, which it isn't like crazy like jetting like you think. So I'll just use this glass cleaner into this rag right here so I can show you guys. It's an all-purpose rag. So I'm gonna have this on stream. As you can see, it's not a crazy jet. There's still about a good wide range on that, and if I were to put it on spray, which is more misty, as you can see, it's a nice mist and it ain't too much. Only thing I would complain about is the small triggers on them. I wish they were a little bit bigger, a little bit more robust. I personally like this trigger on the alcohol thing that I have. This is probably just a generic trigger I can find online, but only bad thing about that one, sometimes if the bottle is too heavy, the thing would just snap off of it. So it's probably not the design of the bottle of the trigger, it's probably the design of the bottle. So I have to figure out if I can find another way of changing these triggers to make it better. I do like the Vivid ones right here. They're quite nice. They're almost very similar, just a little bit rounded on all the edges, but they're really nice to use. But again, they're really small, small spray patterns. So something like wireless wash, and maybe I want to say the degreaser for wheels. You want to use something a little bit more stronger, a little bit more power and robust. And I find, just like Matt Mormon said, the Griot's trigger to be a really nice trigger. I mean, look how much of a gap you have from the bottle there compared to here. So that's really, from what I know, it's a trigger physics into this. So this has a smaller range, and this has almost double the range. So this is going to give a nicer, bigger, wider pattern. And I don't know, if I can find on eBay and just buy a lot of them, maybe some detailers have like a bunch of empty ones, I'll just buy those and replace them and see how they look and how they use for this. But in my opinion, these are really nice. You know, they feel good in the hand, they're rounded off. I have small hands, so this is good for me. Big hand guys, you might not like it so much because by the time you squeeze it, your index finger will be on the back of your wrist. But in this case, they're perfect for me. I'm gonna change the labels because my handwriting sucks, so my girlfriend's gonna write some new labels for me. I just used some white vinyl wrap from her previous wrap when she had it wrapped in that white color on her TLX. But I'm not even sure if I'm in frame, but this is gonna end today's video. I just wanna talk about these bottles for those who have OCD and want to match and clean itself up on your little detail rack. This is just a temporary solution for my situation until I get maybe another crib or another house where I can buy a toolbox, really get myself organized and buy brand new stuff like new towels. I've been using the same towels for the past 2 years, washing them, maintaining them, but they, you know, eventually turn bad and you start using it for like dirtier stuff like wheels and engines and things, and to the point you're gonna run out. So I'm down to like a little bit of towels left, but besides the point, these are nice spray bottles. I probably paid about 30 bucks for them. I want to say, I could be wrong. Maybe I paid a little more, but I think I paid about $2 a bottle on eBay. It took about a whole week, about 7 days to get here, and I'm pretty impressed with them. But to leave the video on a cautious note, when you do get these brand new bottles, no matter where you go, fill up the inside with a little bit of alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Add a little bit of water and just shake it up real well. Get all of the oils in there from the factory, the transitioning from the factory to you, out of there. There's gonna be a little bit of residue oil, some plastic residue. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys buy collectibles that have like plastics in them, or just in general, just buying raw plastic stuff, it's gonna have this nasty oil in it. So you wanna rinse that out before you put any of this stuff in here. I don't know if it really makes a big difference, but you don't want that nasty stuff on your stuff anyway. But I'm gonna end this video. This has been a very long video, talking about probably the same thing that I could have said for 2 minutes. But anyway, hope you like this new setup, and yeah, just stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you then. Peace.